What's going on, everybody? Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us for anything and everything rock and roll. Of course, with a little bit of ADD. I'm Zach.
I'm TJ.
And I'm Robin.
And you're listening to Rock Detention.
I don't feel tardy.
Gentlemen, how are we?
Always good. Just got this delicious Celsius in front of me, as usual.
Woo! I'm glad to know. You know, I started seeing more lately. I don't know if it's because my phone's listening to us or what, but I have definitely been seeing some Celsius ads lately. And it's probably because of you.
That would explain it. If I bought stock in them like a year ago, I'd probably be funding this podcast in Joe Rogan's studio right now.
We'd be doing it in his studio?
Yep.
Yeah, with him. Like, we'd joint, like, we'd split the commission on the Spotify deal.
Right on, right on. Robin, everything good in your world? What you up to this week?
Just gearing up to go to Nashville. That's about it. So,
oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, so the next 2 weeks I'll be coming to you live from a hotel room.
Nice, dude. With some seafood too?
No.
A little surf and turf?
Ugh.
Why seafood?
Yeah, why seafood?
Oh, because it's a seafood restaurant. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Oh, yeah, no, I still get the steak there.
Oh, you forgot what kind of restaurant you got?
Well, I still get I don't eat seafood. That's why I was like, I don't like seafood.
He's a freak.
That makes
I know,
sense.
I'm weird.
That makes sense.
So, but,
Oh, I wasn't going to go that far, but I guess.
You know what? I will say, I got to see Robin in person this week, so that was nice.
oh, yeah, that was fun. Forgot about that.
Hello.
Yeah, and
Well,
you guys
Hank.
didn't invite me, so whatever. I get the virtual thing.
Actually, I
it's
saw
like
you
signing the high school
twice this
yearbook.
week.
Like,
Wait,
Didn't I?
did we?
Yes.
I think we did.
Went
I don't
to a
know, this week-
brewery out in Dripping Springs.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, we did.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then yesterday I ran into you.
Uh,
Cool.
Shout out to
All right.
Family Business Beer Company for being
I
a
feel
great
like
brewery.
you guys saw somebody else too that was on the podcast.
Oh
but
yeah, we
still
saw
not me.
Megan. We got to finally hang out with
Well, you
Megan.
know.
That's right. That's right. I was like, for some reason I was like, I didn't see Connor.
No, Megan.
But I do want to give a shout out to Connor Ingstrom, who was on our podcast last week. We released the video. You can go check out all of our socials.
Video whales, by the way.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You and Connor, just shreds. Like, it was awesome to see the video too. Like, I was trying to keep it under wraps, and then I was like, just release it already.
I appreciate it, man. I'm very proud of it. It turned out phenomenal. Connor and Travis both phenomenal musicians, and I look forward to the next one. It's a lot of fun doing those things.
On that note, shout out to my dad. Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday, Pops. Left-handed toast to him.
Left-handed toast.
Absolutely.
Wait.
All right, TJ,
Well,
you got it, boy.
you guys asked for it, gave it to you. He agreed to it, and it's again hard to introduce greatness, but I guess we'll let him do it himself again. So, Mr. Dahniel Knight.
What's up, Daniel?
Nothing.
Welcome back to the show. You've been shaking your head for the last 30 seconds.
I know. You guys trying to make me feel good and stuff.
Well, I hope it's working.
It is. And shout out to happy birthday to TJ's dad.
Absolutely.
Oh,
If you're watching TJ's dad, he had his left-hand toast up as well. So
Yes.
and I heard that's his name. I heard his name is TJ's dad.
Yep, that is his name.
Legal name.
Mr. Brian Bierke.
Oh,
I should call him Pop.
Yeah, well, everyone's got their nicknames and stuff. Or B-Man. We could do B-Man.
But you know what, TJ, you were not lying. I'd say a lot of friends and family watch the show and they'll text me and call me every once in a while and tell me what they thought about the week's episode and whatnot. But I got so many texts and phone calls after Daniel's episode. So when you said so many people wanted it back, they really did, man. You really are back by popular demand, and thank you for coming back so soon.
I thought I offended a lot of people, so I was like,
Oh no, that part of the show wasn't recorded. That
Yeah.
was just the
Oh,
name.
all right, cool.
That was the OnlyFans part.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, we still got to work on that. Hey, what's this little heart mean that's beating down there? What's that mean?
That's
So
a reaction.
so that's a reaction on Skype, and the unfortunate thing is that if you do a reaction, they can't see it on Ecamm. So like they have the slow clap emoji that comes.
Oh yeah, of course he did it. Yeah.
And it doesn't show it on Ecamm, which sucks because
All right.
it would make like whenever I tell a stupid story and Zach will hit that thing, It'll just be this guy of just like.
Very nice.
Okay.
Like,
Well, and then you see two people laugh and not Robin.
Yeah.
So.
In Robin's defense, it's not always him telling stupid stories. It could be other people too, but just majority of the time. It's...
yeah, majority of the time. Stupid stories
it's
and
1985.
yeah, and getting
Van Halen.
facts wrong. So I don't know.
Really, it's just Nerf gun stuff.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
Well,
that's okay.
Oh, they still
We-
make Nerf guns?
Are you kidding?
That's what those two things are in the corner.
Oh shit! All right.
shows how much Daniel paid attention to those last episode.
Hey,
Well, because I was looking you guys in the face.
we were
Like
all
a man, Robin.
we were all
Round-
drinking that episode. I almost forgot to even say it.
I know we were close.
We were close. So I think there's only been one episode where I forgot to mention the Nerf guns.
I don't think you've missed one.
No, there is. There
Well,
was one. It was like one of the.
And
it
then
was like-
I screwed up
That's
and mentioned it.
I don't remember the Nerf guns in the last one, so I don't know if you brought it up.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Oh,
I usually
However,
save it till the very end to mention them because it annoys
I-
them. So yeah, I
But
don't
you
know.
guys good? Everything's good?
Everything's great, man.
Yeah.
Good.
How's that LA traffic treating you? Apparently it's
Um,
back.
Well, actually, I was coming back from getting my Ike and Tina Turner Moderna shot.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So, and traffic's back to normal. So I guess LA is going to be back to normal.
Well,
There you go.
Are there any new? Is there any news of like venues opening back up?
Baked
or
Potato opens
shows?
up on April something. I can't remember.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it opens up April 15th. I don't know. My boss at the studio was talking about it today
Okay.
because he splits
1985.
his time between Austin and LA, and so
Uh-huh.
yeah, so was really excited to hear the Baked Potato was opening again. So
Dude, I'm very impressed that you know what the baked potato is. Seriously, I mean that was the place.
I lived in LA for 5 months.
No, right. I didn't know you went there. We never talked about it. I saw I saw Dweezil Zappa's backup band there one night.
Mm.
Mm.
Do you know who
Joe?
I'm talking about?
Joe
mean-
Travers and then those cats?
Well, oh my lord, what is his name? Do you remember? It's a guy with the last name Santiago. He worked for Voodoo Labs, and now I think he's with UA. Does that ring a bell?
Uh-uh.
I just realized I look red.
James Santiago and his wife.
No.
Mad guitar player.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
he did. One of his things he did was I think he. Wait a minute, I don't know if this is. Never mind, I'm not gonna say it. I don't know if this is public knowledge. He played in a video game. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, so if it's not going to be, I was going to say the baked potato, it's not going to be full capacity, but that place
No.
only holds 6 people. So what's capacity now? 1?
3.5.
Fuck if I know, man.
That place is little.
Yeah, I was surprised the first time I went in there because I was kind of expecting a place that was because we have the Elephant Room here in Austin, and that's not a big club. And so when you go in there, which is the reason they haven't opened up yet, because if they're open at half capacity, they can't make enough money off of drink sales.
Right,
So
right.
I was expecting the Baked Potato to be just a slightly bigger than the Elephant Room, and I was really surprised that I think it's actually smaller.
It's
Really?
Yeah, it's tiny.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It's
you-
one of the
like
places, if you don't get to the show early. Well, let me ask you guys this. This is a real question. I'm not trying to be funny. It's a real question. So if you're on an airplane or in a movie theater, right, and you have to go to the bathroom or whatever, do you go butt to face or nuts to face? What's protocol?
seeing as I sit in the aisle, and I only sit in the aisle for the reason that I don't want to go by people, it's none of those.
Do you, James?
I always
Is that-
choose butt. I always choose butt because I'll usually like. I don't know. I
That's a great. Yeah, I'm always the butt. Like, well, it's been. I haven't had that like luxury of doing that lately because there's been nobody sitting next to me for the most part. But typically, I'll do the butt to face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like look. I go front. I go back. I go. All right. Which way do I go? Which one has the opening and what's closer with no line and stuff?
Gosh, man, y'all are making. I never thought I'd say this, but I miss all airplanes, even the super tiny ones that I have to, walk in on my knees.
Yeah. That's most of them for me.
How tall are you?
6'5", and I'm gonna say a half.
All right. Well,
So-
you got approximately 2 inches on me, and
Oh, really?
I'm
And then
talking
you got
about height
little
right now.
5'10" TJ over here.
Oh, what?
5'9".
Oh,
So, I'm the shortest of the group.
What's up, little man? What's up, Muggsy Bogues?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Have you ever been on those small little, there's like 2 seats and one on the other side? I know like not Continental, Delta, American Airlines still has some of those smaller planes.
Yeah. Have them. We used to call them puddle jumpers.
Dude, you ever use the bathroom in one of them things?
Nope.
I've only been in the bathroom 3 times on planes.
Oh, God bless you.
I can't get in. I can't turn around.
Well, and that's so on a weird note, like people at the Mile High Club, like there's no way, like I could barely pee in there. Like I'm sorry, like you guys try all you want, but like that's not even worth it.
Dude, I'm gonna have a leg hanging out the door. I'm gonna try. I might as well just lay down in the aisle and do it there because it's not gonna happen.
Well, this took a turn.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh my God.
I tried to never use the bathrooms on those things.
Dude, I drink a lot of water, man. So I probably use the bathroom every time I'm in a plane, unless it's like a 1-hour flight. But a majority.
Go ahead. No, sorry, I started talking.
Well, since everywhere I've ever lived, it's a 2 or 3 hour flight to anywhere. You live in LA, so I'm sure there's a lot of 1-hour flights that you take for gigs and whatnot, like Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, San Francisco.
I'll hold it.
Exactly. And that's great. But when I'm flying from Tennessee to Vegas or Texas to LA, man, that's like a 3-hour flight, man.
Dude, I flew from Minneapolis to Iceland. I didn't go in that bathroom.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
I did.
How long is that?
What?
Wait.
A couple hours, 4 or 5,
From Iceland to Minneapolis?
something like that.
It's closer to 7, I think.
Is it really? I can't remember because I just remember like Iceland was like the stop before Norway.
Yep.
I remember like Norway was another couple hours and.
Yeah, because it's like almost 3 hours to New York-ish, almost. So it's probably double that. But yeah, man, I never use those damn bathrooms, dude.
All right.
Well, that's where it sucks. It's like I love the window seat because then no one's gonna disturb me. I could just head next to the window, and then it's nap time. I wake up in my destination, but then if I have to pee, then I feel bad because I'm Minnesota. I'm a Minnesota nice guy. I'm like, hey, excuse me. Oops, sorry, sir. And
Sorry.
or ma'am or whatever.
Sorry.
But if I'm on the aisle, then I try and take a nap, and people get me up, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I can't sit in the aisle either. I got broad shoulders, man. I get
Then your elbows get hit by the cart that used to come around.
everything. The hips, fucking, we get punched. The cart, kids. Yeah, I'm actually I'm doing this little. My friends want me to do this book because fucked up stuff happens to me at airports and airplanes. I've been peed on an airplane.
Go. Let's hear it. Let's go. If we're gonna keep this motif, let's go.
Yep.
No, I usually take my shoes off because that gives me like another 3/4 of an inch of leg room.
It's freedom on an airplane. I do that every time. Like I don't know
but
why.
you keep your socks on, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That'd be weird. You start taking off the socks like in planes,
I
trains,
take my
automobile. Leave the socks. Take the pants.
Yeah. But there was this lady, and she had like 3 kids up there, 2 kids up front with her, and they were just loud, and I'm just like, I'm gonna crash out. And I woke up and my feet were wet. And the kid sitting in the seat above me, like I was asleep, so I don't know what happened, but he peed on my feet. And I didn't know it was pee because I thought maybe I'm like, why are my feet wet? And then I was just sitting there going, oh, you peed yourself? I'm like, motherfucker. Had some little kids pee on my feet. I mean, you can't even say anything. You're like, hey, your kid peed on my feet.
Well, I probably would have. Hey,
Hey,
peed on my feet.
you at least owe me a drink or something.
Yeah, did the mom buy you a drink, or did the airline give you a free flight?
They should have given you some socks.
At the very least, or a neck pillow.
Instead,
Damn.
it's like, here's your headphones, sir.
Here's your crappy headphones.
Yeah, right. There's some fucked up shit that's happened on planes, and I'm guilty too. Kids, I love kids. Don't get me wrong, and I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I love kids. But when kids are shitty on planes, it drives me nuts.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And there was this kid and his two brothers and his mom, and I felt sorry for the mom. And so the kids were behind me. She was on my left, across the aisle behind, right? And these kids were kicking the back of the seat and acting up, and she's trying to get them to be quiet and all this shit. And so I finally just turned around. I'm like, hey, do you guys have a parachute? And the oldest one goes, no, why? I go, well, that's going to suck when I throw you off this fucking plane. And
Lord.
the mom looked at me like, I can't believe you just said that to my kid, but thank you.
Dude, that was a bold statement because
Dude, it was horrible. But here's the best part of the story. About
You
3
peed on
days,
them.
I put R. Kelly. No, 3 days later, I was at Walgreens, and I think I was buying toothpaste or something, and that family came around the fucking corner into the aisle, and the kid saw me and damn near shit himself and took off running.
dude.
Diapers
That
on
is-
aisle 3, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sometimes I'm grouchy, but normally I'm nice.
I think
How long ago? Sorry.
I was living out here, so this was probably 2015, 14, somewhere around there.
Oh.
That was my grumpy years.
Yeah, you'd probably be sued this day and age for
Yeah,
saying
but-
something like that.
I know, right?
I think kids on airplanes that can make the nicest person in the world get pissed. Like,
Mhm.
when
And
you're
to the
trapped
point-
in a small space with a kid that's acting up or screaming or, it's like,
Yeah.
oh Jesus. Okay, it's like, all right, I got 5 hours of this. Ugh.
And to the point too, like you get the people that like you could tell like they're like, I feel so bad, I don't know what to do, and then there's other ones that are like, oh, that's my kid, so
Yeah.
have at it. And it's like,
And that makes me
God.
even more angry.
yeah.
I'd be
when the
so
parents don't care.
embarrassed.
Oh yeah, because we're good
But you know, the
people.
whole etiquette's gone, man. I mean, people don't fly correctly anymore. They're always doing. I had a dog run past my legs once. I'm like, what is it? What? What else? What are they called? Rescue, escape? No, you're
Emotional support animals.
Yeah, and that's fine. I get that. But I'm like half asleep, and like you're on a plane, and all of a sudden, a fucking animal runs past your legs.
But did he pee on you?
He did not pee on me.
Okay, well, at least the dog's better than that kid at this point.
I know, right? I'm just waiting for these damn snakes on the plane.
I think the most awkward moment I had on a plane was flying to Nam. The second time I ever went to Nam, I'm sitting on the plane and I'm sitting next to this guy who worked for a guitar pedal company, and he had a prototype pedal that he'd built, and it basically looked kind of like a bomb. Like it was like you could see all the wires and like all this stuff and all the lights and everything, and he's basically like had to have like a certificate basically saying that this is a pedal, and we were laughing about the whole thing and try to get it through TSA. And about halfway into the conversation, I start to like smell BO, and I'm like, oh god, this guy, geez, like he really needs to shower. About 15 minutes before we landed, I realized it was me that smelled. And I just like went red and just like sat there like this, and I was like, oh Jesus
no.
Christ.
You were the culprit.
I was the culprit. And then like I found him like 2 days later at Nam, and I just walked up to him and I was like, I'm sorry you had to sit next to me for 2 hours. Like, I apologize for that.
And
Did
you
he
never
say-
went to Nam again.
Never
Yeah.
went.
Well,
No.
he's not going to be on the podcast.
Yep, there's another one.
Well, here's one worse than that. My friend Marco, I used to be in this cover band with him. Marco's from Stockholm, right? He's a big dude. And so he went back to Stockholm to see his family and shit, right? And the night before he flew back to the States, him and his wife got pretty drunk and he partied and all that shit, right? He got on this plane, and he said as soon as the plane took off, he fell asleep. Sorry.
Is that the end of the story?
No.
See, he said that in his dream, he was dreaming he was taking a shit.
No.
Oh god.
His wife elbowing him. He shit his pants on the plane. And so not only did he shit himself on the plane, it stank up the plane, but he was like in the middle. It wasn't, so you kind of have to go this way to get to one bathroom. Have to go to this. So he's sacking it for most of the play, and he's like, "Fuck, people are gonna know it's me." So he finally just bit the book, walked to the bathroom, had a stain on his pants.
That is.
I hope he was wearing
awful,
white.
man.
I hope he was wearing white.
Yeah, and he goes, "What do you say?" He goes, "Oh, so when he was telling me the story, he's like, yeah, man, I had a dream I shit my pants." I go, "Yeah, what happened?" He goes, "Sometimes dreams come true."
That is so bad.
That's
Oh my
horrible.
lord.
Speaking of white pants, I was playing Eddie V's one night, and this lady came in with her, like it was, came in with like a birthday group or whatever. So there's about like 8 or 9 of them, and they're sitting at the table right next to the piano. And about halfway through their dinner, her husband reaches across the table to like grab like something and knocks her wine over, and it just goes all over her white pants.
Oh,
And
Lord.
so it was just kind of like that. Oh God, she took it in stride, and then about an hour later, he did it again, and like,
Oh,
and like we had just ended the song. He spills the wine, and I leaned over to the piano player, and I was like, "We're gonna get $100 tip if you start playing Red Wine right now."
Oh,
And he started playing Red Wine, and the
should've
whole
played Spill
table
the
just
Wine.
like, what?
Should have played "Spill the Wine" by Eric Burdon and Moore.
ooh.
Spill the Wine's another, but Red Wine was probably like they all started cracking up and all threw like 20s in the tip jar. So I was like, that was just another one. You mentioned white pants, and I was like, that's funny.
I can't wear white, man.
No,
I bought the shirt on Amazon, wore it one night. It's already retired.
yeah. I
I,
feel
I,
you,
I
man.
love like a nice like white shirt, but every time like it's like I sweat through it like the first day, and I'm like, oh, we had a good run.
I don't even get to the sweat part. I'll put it on before I leave the house. I got salsa on it.
Like growing up, it was always spaghetti day when I wore white. Like the one day I could wear black every day, and then I'm like, oh, it's spaghetti day. I'm like, damn it, I didn't look at the lunch
Spaghetti
menu.
day. Huh? Mm-hmm.
And then I try and be careful, but then it'd still be like, oh, sauce everywhere.
Oh, God.
Zach, do you remember in high school when they would have pizza at Lake Travis, and it was like the pizza had cheese filled
Mr.
crust?
Gaddy's?
No, it was just whatever they served in the lunchroom, but it had like cheese filled
Okay.
crust.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
stuffed
I do.
crust?
Not a fan, but yes, I remember it.
Oh man,
What?
I loved that pizza.
I thought it
What
tasted
kind of high school
so.
did you guys go to?
A rich
Stuffed
white
crust
high school.
pizza?
The only pizza I dug was when they get it from Mr. Gaddy's, which I don't really love Mr. Gaddy's, but at school anything was good, right? I dug that, and then the square pizza with the fake little pepperoni dots on it. Remember those?
Yeah.
We only have one pepperoni. We have real pepperoni, but I think the pizza was made out of shoes and shit, so it's pretty rough.
Oh man, they had
but we're happy with pizza.
like most of the food at our high school was not that great, but then whenever they'd have that pizza, I thought it was fantastic.
Disagree.
Hold on.
Slop.
I said most of the food was not great. But then every once in a blue moon they'd have stromboli. Like the lunch lady would just cook stromboli, and
kinda
it
high
was
school is this?
so fucking good.
Okay, dude, I've got to get a shout out real quick to Miss Maria.
Lunchables?
No, to Miss Maria and to Laura Jean, who I called Billie Jean. Those were our 2 lunch ladies, and I loved them, and they loved me, and I learned a lot. I was always friends with the teachers, and I'll tell you what, dude. The reason our cookies were so good is because every day there was a baker that came in and baked the cookies. And do you remember those butter yeast rolls we had?
Yeah.
They were out of this world, and you know it.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't say everything was bad. I said most of the
Okay.
stuff, and not
all
the
that,
cookies.
A majority of that stuff was cooked. Like
Look,
they cooked it there.
if
So
I could do
don't
my
be
life,
hating.
if I could do my life over again, I wouldn't change a thing. But now I want to change high schools for whatever food you guys had.
Oh, shit. I mean,
Our
we
food was amazing. Don't listen to him.
No, really.
we would get, like, sticky bun. That was our, like, ooh, you want to trade your pizza for a sticky bun. Or, did you guys have what they called straw hats?
No.
Oh, tell me more. I remember there was a peanut butter. Like if you were really good, you could get your peanut butter and some piece of bread and have a peanut butter sandwich as
Well,
extra.
That was extra. That was our thing.
Yeah.
If we got up to the end of the line and we didn't have lunch money, they would take our food and give us a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And the first time my mom ever gave me like lunch money, like I went through it in like a week, and I'm like, I need more. She's like, that was for the month. I was like, oh. So I was
Yeah,
like buying.
lunch-
I was buying
forgot
like Gatorades and zebra cakes and whatever. Like
Oh,
Gatorade?
That they had it. Well, that's
Oh, we had
milk or water. And that
yeah,
was it.
my freshman our freshman year of high school was the last year they had like sodas and whatnot. And then they took it all out and we only had like Powerade and Gatorade and water. Yeah.
Hey, and I know this is live,
Yeah.
but if there's ever popcorn chicken in high school, you guys get back to it. Don't say you heard it from me, but if you dump the popcorn chicken on and hide some under the mashed potatoes, you get a little extra. Hide a cookie under the tray. You heard it. Not for me.
The cookies, I will agree with you, Zach. The cookies were always delicious.
That's how you save money on
Out of
lunch.
this world,
Yeah.
delicious. And the
We only had
rolls.
4 things. We had a fish sandwich, straw hat, the square pizza with one piece of fucking
Hey,
pepperoni.
little sausages too. It was just
Yeah.
that ugly looking pizza, but I was like, hey, we're good.
But yeah, we used to barter the shit out of this fucking pizza
So
buns, man.
let me explain the origin of our high school. So before our high school was built, there's another high school here in Austin. It's Dripping Springs High School, and so all of the families from Lake Travis would bus their kids over to Dripping Springs. Well, there were like 7 or 8 families because Lake Travis is wealthier than Dripping Springs. A lot of like retirees would live there, and so a lot of like several families got together and were like, we don't want our children going over to Dripping Springs like anymore. So they literally built their own high school and started their own high school out of like they didn't want to ship them over to the poor area. And that's where our high school started.
I didn't know any of this. I can't vouch for that, but I'll have to look into it.
I do have a question though. What the fuck is the mascot for Dripping Springs?
Yeah.
Uh
I think
shit,
it's
what
Cardi
was
B.
the mascot?
Oh, there goes that
Well,
one. I should
Now
have said
she's
it.
not going
Yep.
to be on the podcast.
Good night,
everybody. We had fun. See you guys.
You know what's funny is I'm actually wearing my high school T-shirt.
Hey.
Huh? How about that? A little Ames High football.
That's
I like
awesome.
that.
You know what's funny? I'm actually wearing the underwear that I wore in high school. So... No.
That's whole. What?
What was your mascot?
Mine?
Yeah.
We were the Cyclones.
Okay.
we were in the tornado belt, so we were the little Cyclones.
Oh, the Tigers.
Little Cyclones.
Yeah, you got.
Dripping
What's
Springs
it? Iowa
Tigers. That's their mascot.
Did you say
Yeah.
tiger?
Dripping Springs Tigers. That's actually what reminded me of it. I looked at the back and I was like, oh, he's got a tiger behind him.
My
All
high
right.
school. My high school just stole the Patriots logo and changed colors. That
Oh,
was
really?
Yeah. And it's like
That's-
we're the rebels. We're not the Patriots. We're the rebels. I'm a loner, Dottie. I'm a rebel.
Pee
All right.
Nice call.
Ah, well, she was cute, wasn't she?
Who?
Dottie?
Dottie.
Pee Wee Herman movie?
Pretty sure she did
Oh,
like
yeah.
one of the voices in. Never mind. As a band, is it McQueen Street? She did the voice intro of a song. I think she did a voice of the Rugrats too.
You know, I think she did too, but you know, she was in the movie Valley Girls.
Really?
Like-
she was the
like
she
really?
Was I think that was her, yeah. And what else? Not One Crazy Summer. What's the-
Oh, that's a John Cusack one, right?
Yeah. Better Off Dead. I think she was in the band in Better Off Dead.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Better Off Dead. Yeah, I had a crush on her. She's like this big. I had a lot of crushes, I think, now that I think about it.
Like Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years?
Oh man.
Come on, everybody had a crush on Winnie Cooper.
No, you didn't. Only I did.
Oh, yeah, she was cute. Of course, let's see, who? Alyssa Milano. Oh, Halle
Yeah,
Berry.
she's a sports fan too, so like it's hard not to like crush on her.
That's true. And I also, you remember Robin Givens?
Sounds familiar.
She was on, she was on a show that was kind of like Saved by the Bell, but I can't remember what it was called. But she ended up marrying Mike Tyson later in life.
Really?
Didn't pan out. But,
Is Mike
I
Tyson
actually
married
saw
right now?
her at an airport.
I don't know.
He's got kids, I know that.
Yeah. I know he's got a
Okay.
face tattoo, and he could knock me out in like one punch, and I can't beat him in Punch Out on Nintendo, so that's about all I,
I
know
think
about
you
Mike
could take
Tyson.
him now.
Just
He's
watch
a
your
lot
ear.
nicer these days.
Well, yeah. Well, there's
Oh, okay. Well, now we're not having Mike Tyson on the show.
right, he's off.
Did you guys see the commercial where like they got the two guys together and Mike gave back the piece of the ear in the commercial? I thought it was the weirdest commercial.
Hey, what's a little biting between friends?
Yeah.
Come on.
Right?
You know.
Don't ever bite my ears, guys.
No? All right, fine.
All right,
No
well,
nibbles.
I guess Zach's off the book.
Daniel, you asked me a good question earlier. Am I a Prince fan or a Michael Jackson fan?
Yeah.
And I've
You
been
can
thinking.
answer both.
Well, yeah, I definitely both now. But I'd have to. I think I'd have to answer that. Like I said earlier, in my youth, I was definitely more of a Michael Jackson fan.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've matured in music, I still have a profound respect for Michael, and now a bigger respect for Quincy Jones. And then, but yet for Prince, I mean, like I discovered Prince pretty late. I think I was
right.
I think he really, it finally dawned on me like when I was like 2 or 3 years ago. I was listening because someone posted a video of him and Third Eye, his band Third Eye Girl, doing that real slow version of Let's Go Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that version, that's my favorite version. Even though that song's great, but that, it's like that boom boom, and it's just like,
I just had a hard time getting past his afro, man. I couldn't get behind it.
Yeah, like
I'm weird about things, man. I just couldn't get past the afro.
So the first time I saw him with the afro, I was with a friend of mine, and she was trying to get me to watch that show New Girl with Zooey Deschanel, and so we were watching that episode where he guests on the episode, and
oh really?
he literally walks up and she turns to me and she's like, "Who is that?" And I just look at her and I'm like, this is not gonna work. Like, sorry, like none of this is gonna work. I was like, clearly that's Prince.
Right.
And I was hoping she was joking, and she wasn't. I was really sad.
Zoe Deschanel, that sounds like a really good French food. You know, it sounds like
Zoe Deschanel for the night.
Yes, I'll take 2, thank you. Doesn't it sound like it has like some sort of cream and some kind of drizzled chocolate on it?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like a little dessert.
Yeah, dessert.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. How about you guys? Prince or Michael Jackson? What was your jam?
So I'm Minnesota. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard not to go Prince, but I think there's multiple. Like, Michael Jackson is great. I love his songs. I love, Beat It with Eddie Van Halen. Like, that's the rock and roll. But I also, like Billie Jean or there's so many different songs that he had. But Prince, I just love the guitar element to him.
Yeah.
And you can't top Purple Rain. And like even
Live.
finding out later on,
Huh?
like
Live.
finding out.
Anyways, I'll come back to that. Keep going.
I thought you were saying lie, and I was like,
No, live. Like,
F you,
like
man.
you said, you can't beat Purple Rain, and I was like, it's live.
Yeah.
Like that recording
But
is
just,
live.
Like even like so
Yeah,
he gave Sinead O'Connor like Nothing Compares to You. He gave the Bangles Manic Monday, whatever. But the dude did it better himself. Like honestly, like when he came out with the Nothing Compares to You, or when like his team after he died kind of like released it, I was like, are you kidding me? Like that song's no offense, Sinead O'Connor. Like please be on the show. It'd be cool.
Well, it's been released a few times too, so because
Like,
the family did it too.
yeah. He's just he knew what he was doing, and like he had so many songs you could just go, you can have this one. I want this one.
So,
He had some stinkers. Right.
so
Well, some people like other ones that I'm not a necessarily fan. I mean, it's not for everybody. I'm not.
Right.
I don't like every Prince song, but
Right.
he just had so many. He'd like.
Yeah, he's got a few that for me, man. It's like, how do you even get to that point? Or you not necessarily get to that point, because we all know he's a genius musician, but mentally, how do you get to that point? Like,
Yeah, and like just his little moves and stuff too. I mean, the dude was like 5'4", like, and he just do a little spin and do the splits, and it's like, how in the world with boots on?
5'4", man.
So
I'm sure.
I heard this story about him once where the guy that I heard this story from, they're at a gig and he's walking down the hall and he sees Prince coming and he's like, okay, I gotta just say to him, I mean, like, Prince is just, one of his favorite artists. He's like, I just gotta say something to this guy. And so he kind of stops Prince and he says, hey, thank you so much. for everything that you've done for music. I mean, you've been such an influence on me, blah, blah. And Prince, like, pauses, looks at him and goes, $1 million. And the guy's like, what? He goes, $1 million. He goes, okay, yeah, I got that. He's like, no, that's what you just cost me. I was writing a song in my head and now I forgot it. So $1 million. And he walks away.
That sounds like him.
Yeah. There's just a weird dude. I love the Questlove story where he's talking about how how Prince, he had like put together this whole playlist, and Prince like heard about 2 songs in and was like, here, and gave his person Finding Nemo to go give to Questlove to play that instead of what it was, because he wanted to watch Finding Nemo.
Dude, I mean, there's so many stories, you know, because I know a lot of people that were, you know, of course, all the guys that played in this band with them, like Mike, who we talked about last week, and, you know, Tommy and Mike and Morris, all those cats that I've known forever. And, you know, and I myself, I had a weird relationship with them too. And it's just, I mean, even to this day, I'm still hearing stories. I mean, I heard a fucking hilarious story like a year and a half ago with him and Shaka Khan. And I guess he was producing a Shaka Khan record. And I guess in the studio, the vocal booth can go right out to the hallway, and it can also go right into the control room. And so Shaka Khan is in the vocal booth, and Prince is in there fucking, you know, doing his thing. And he keeps making her do this part over again, right? Like over and over and over. I'm hoping I'm getting this story right, because a buddy of mine told me. And she said, you know, that's good enough. And he says some shit like, now keep in mind, Shaka is fucking ghetto. She don't give a fuck. And so he goes, well, if you could sing, you'd be done already. And she was like, what? And so he tried to get out of the control room before she got out of the vocal booth. And she caught him in the fucking hallway and just.
Oh, Lord.
But yeah, I mean, shit like that happens. I mean, you know, I mean, think about it though, dude. When you're 17, 18 years old, and a record company lets you do whatever the fuck you want, and it was a smart move on their part.
Oh yeah.
I mean, his whole reality is completely different, you know, than ours. You know.
Sure.
For now.
So, yeah, I mean, but you know, here's the thing, though, man, because he was a cool dude. As long as the crowd, or the, you know, like the group of people was small, he was fucking funny as shit. And he's one of those kind of dudes that would crack jokes on people, you know, not like malicious or anything like that, but like somebody walk past with clothes that don't match, he'd rip on them, you know, stuff like that. But you know, he was a cool cat. But as soon as like there was a lot of people around, he turned into the artist or whatever you call. And so. Yeah, but I mean, we had some fun. I mean, there was this little bar called the Lounge that I used to go to, and it was like where the hip kids used to hang out before hipsters were hip. Is the Lounge still there, TJ?
So I was trying to think. What was it? The one he always went to, like Bunkers?
Well, yeah,
Is it Bunkers?
You go to Bunkers on Sundays, but yeah, the Lounge was like over by. It's like down the street from Urban Wildlife.
Can't verify, but I know Bunkers. Like I remember, like it was like, oh, Prince always came in here, and I was like, what? How did I not know about this? And it's just like it's off the beaten. It's not off the beaten path, but like it's kind of by itself in a sense.
Yeah.
It just kind of sitting there.
Well, he sneaked through the kitchen, so which is his MO. Because the first time he actually came and saw our band, he snuck in through the kitchen. It was at the Fine Line though.
Fine Line, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I know that, Zach, I know I was going to tell you this story, my Prince story. I didn't tell you there?
Can you hold that thought? I want to know. I want to know Zach's Prince or Michael Jackson before we continue.
I have a very similar answer to Robin. You know, I kind of grew up on Michael and didn't really learn too much about Prince till later in life. I respect both of them tremendously. But I mean, so what Robin said, ditto.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, of course, I started around first, but yeah, I mean, I was just more of a Jacksons and Jackson 5s guy versus Michael Jackson. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that he did solo wise, but like his first record, the Thriller record, was fucking dope.
It's not bad.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah,
I think he sold a couple units.
Weren't like six? Wasn't that album like 6 or 7 of the 8 songs on that album were singles and all charted in the top 10 or something?
Yeah, I was like, do we just keep doing the rest of the album at this point, or?
Dude, can you imagine having a record and everything on it's a fucking hit?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
It's just like having one would be awesome, but then you go like, oh, we got 2, that's cool. 3, well, might as well go for 6 now.
Right. Jack Bill was like that on Last More Set. I mean, that was
just unreal.
hits.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to think that that's every solo artist's dream. They'd like every song to be a hit,
Or
right?
band, even.
Yeah, just every
Sure.
musician, period. I'd love to write a
Absolutely.
record full of hits.
You know, generally there's 1 or 2 singles on a record.
I just like to write stinkers and then, like, you know. No.
Just terrible songs. The whole record's just terrible.
I want an album full of 11 songs. One's a good one, and it goes number 1. The rest, don't care.
That's my fucking MO. Dude, I've written some shitty songs, man. Oh.
And I'm sure they're a lot better than mine.
We all have.
No, dude, I tried to rhyme policeman and please man once on a song.
I mean, that works, dude.
It didn't. No. What was that song called? It even had a stupid title. Oh God, I'm almost embarrassed. Okay, hopefully my buddy Joel and Sean are listening. Shout out to Joel and Sean. And Sean is my guitar player right now. We have a band called B back in Minneapolis. We play once.
I was gonna ask about them. I didn't, because you can't find your stuff anywhere.
Yeah, we're that band that existed but didn't exist. We never got a handout. We never got an opportunity to do shit. We're kind of like that band that's like people, I don't know, like bands like us. And for some reason, girls like us too. It's weird. But like, you know, we played with like Living Color and like King's X and Fishbone and all that shit. But we just never got to anything worth of value, you know. And we always played on horseshit gear too. So, but yeah, shout out to Sean, my brother. What's up? I got to give a quick shout out to Chris Emerson, keyboard player out here, because I forgot to mention him in the last, show. Yeah, he sent me some text messages today. He's like,
Sean and Chris, shout out.
Chris Emerson. Actually, you know what? Chris Emerson saved my fucking ass at the very first Strange 80s that I did. His original keyboard player didn't work out, and it was literally, I think, 2 days before the show. And I sent him a list of like fucking 60 songs.
Dang, dude. What is it, like a 3 or 4 hour show?
Yeah.
Gar.
Dude, which ones do you know? He goes, I don't know. I go, check out the ones you know, and the other ones we're gonna fake it. Dude, there was some songs me and him were actually going over parts, going up the stairs to the stage.
Gar.
And he fucking killed it the entire night.
That's awesome, man.
Shout out to you, Chris Emerson. I fucking love you, buddy.
I don't know why, but Blinded by the Lights is the first thing I was thinking about. Did he play that night? Yeah.
Nobody played that song. No.
Either that or Hold the Line by Toto. Those are like the 2 keyboard songs.
I didn't want to play Toto. I would want to play that song at Strange 80s, and no one wants to do it.
Bro, I will play that with you.
Thank you.
You gonna sing it?
Anytime.
You gonna sing it?
No, I ain't singing.
No, not him. Zach, are you gonna sing it? That's a high song, dude. That is an upper tenor. That's an upper tenor
I've got a high
song.
voice.
One of my favorite songs by them is Make Believe. Off the same record. No, not off the same record. That's a lie. It's off the record with Rosanna on it.
Okay.
And I can't remember the female. They had a female singing with him on that song, and I can't remember her name. But it's just a beautiful harmony for the whole hook, and I just love that whole. That's another album where it's just everything on that album is just great.
Was that the record that had Georgie Porgy on it?
No. Georgie Porgy was on. I think Georgie Porgy was on the same one with Hold the Line.
Oh. Okay. Georgie.
But it's funny you guys mentioned Toto. I literally just went on a big kick of all their stuff recently.
Have you heard the new stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, they're still
it's
together?
Good.
I didn't know they were still playing.
Yeah.
Right
yeah, they were still last year. Yeah.
So little known fact.
Yeah.
Little known fact about Toto. I mean, if you're into the band, you would know this, but so they they've had two prominent lead singers in the band. I cannot remember the first guy's name. He's the one with the mustache that sings Rosanna. And then they had a guy named Joseph Williams singing for him, who is John Williams, the famous composer's son.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. All
Well,
right.
dang.
I learned that one recently, and he's got a. If you ever want to hear my favorite song of Toto's, it's on their album called The Seventh One. Joseph's singing. It's called Pamela.
Oh,
It's just a
That's a
fantastic pop song.
Dude, they have a lot of girl-named songs.
Yeah.
They really do.
Pamela, Rosanna.
Oh yeah, they've got like Pamela,
Africa.
Rosanna. They have a lot of them.
Africa.
Caroline,
Janiqua.
Chelsea.
They have a song named Chelsea?
They have a song off their most recent
Damn.
studio album. They have a song named Chelsea. It's actually got a really cool breakdown in the middle of it, going into the
I
chorus.
turned down a free concert with those guys because I was at Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights. They're like, "We get you in tomorrow," and I said, "I'd love to, but I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights, Universal first." Then I hung
Wow.
then I hung out with their keyboard player and.
Wait, you
There's
hung
my
out
story.
with? Wait, like
Mr.
you hung out with Picaro?
Jordan Rippey. I
Oh,
hope
you hung
I
out with
pronounced
their
it right,
second
but-
keyboard player. Okay.
Yeah, their latest one.
Yeah, because
Man.
like they had the three Picaro brothers in the band when it first all started. I think the only one that's still alive is the keyboard player.
Yeah, but he's sick too now.
Yeah.
And he's not doing well either, yeah. Which is
Jeez.
sad, because all of them are dying, man.
Oh, man.
You know, speaking of Toto stuff, Steve's son, Trev, he's got a band called, God, I almost said La Vitra, but that's not
I
what
just
talking about-
listened to this guy for the first
Trev
time.
Luca there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, that's been popping up on my Instagram a lot lately. He does have a band.
Yeah, I talked to Jules, the lead singer, a couple days ago, because they just released a video. And it's actually really good. And then Josh is on drums. Josh from One Direction. He's cool as shit.
No way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait.
Yeah, he's great. Josh Devine.
Oh.
Everything.
Oh, dang.
Is the band called Slide Away?
Mm-mm.
No. Oh wait, nope. That band was in.
Levra. Shoot, I can't remember what it's called. I want to give him a shout out because the new song is great.
Yeah, he released a single in 2016 called "Only Girl" that came up on my iTunes because I was listening to Toto, and I was like, "Oh, this must
Who
be
did
Steve's
you?
son." And he's a pretty damn good singer too.
Yeah, the band is good. I mean, it was Trev, Jules, Josh, and like the nephew or son of the one of the Picaros on bass.
Is it Lavara Music?
Yes, that's the one.
Boom.
I knew it was close to La Vitra or something like that, but it's a great song now.
Started
Great.
with an L. We're
La
close enough.
Vitra, Libido. I don't know.
Okay,
wait.
Huh?
Oh no, say what you're gonna say, because I'm gonna try to veer us back on track.
Okay, I got to get some ice. Keep talking.
Oh Lord.
I got compliments on how I can slide across the room and get ice and come back.
Hey,
Dude,
he's
ha-
not wrong. He's not
Have
wrong.
y'all seen the music video to Hold the Line?
No.
Once upon
Maybe,
a time.
probably.
Watch it tonight. I just love when the piano player, he sits on the piano like this, like literally like this. He's just going da 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 da, and it's just awesome. I love it.
There's a music video. I think it's called like the band's like April Fools or something like that. And the keyboard player does the highest leg kick I've ever seen in my life.
Even
Like out of nowhere.
Oh,
For
wow.
no reason. It's like higher than David Lee Roth.
I was about
could
to
ever
say,
do.
it's like
And like, no, like it's the biggest leg kick for no reason too. And like guitar is going on while he does it too. I'll have to send it to you guys.
oh please do, I want to
Unnecessary
see
leg
that.
kick.
I was watching
Way.
I was watching like this every once in a while I'll come across like one of those like kids react to, and then it's like some old band or some old movie
Sure.
or whatever. And
Motley Crue did one.
they had these two kids were reacting to Van Halen's Unchained,
White Sister. That's
and
17.
like these kids are just watching it. It's the live version of Unchained, and it starts with David Lee Roth coming off and like kicking his legs way out to the side, and the boy just goes and like pulls his legs together and just kind of sits there, and he's just like, "Ow."
Yeah, the leg kicks kind of went away with the Camaro and the T-tops. Yeah.
Camaro and T-tops will never go away.
Dude,
I would love a 1980s Camaro.
Dude,
Or
like a 70 Camaro.
or a Trans Am.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
What,
Oh.
man? I love the Firebird when I want the hood with the crazy painting on it.
Dude, listen, Smokey and the Bandit was my favorite movie from when it came out in 1977, I think, until now. It's still my favorite movie. Okay,
Well, then you obviously haven't seen Rockstar with Jennifer Aniston and Mark Wahlberg.
I've seen that many times.
And you love it.
I do love it.
Good.
So,
How can he not?
Still,
Rock-
That's so underrated.
still never
Smoke-
seen it.
Bandit, Fifth Element was another one of my favorites.
Ooh, that is a good movie. That's such an underrated
yeah.
movie.
It is.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's awesome.
And it's got, in my opinion, one of the most underrated actors in it, Gary Oldman.
Bruce
That guy.
Willis. Bruce.
Oh, that's great.
Bruce Willis is great, but Gary Oldman, man, that guy is such a chameleon with his roles.
Yeah, I mean, he's done Batman. He did Sid Nancy. He's done like Harry Potter.
Yeah,
But,
he did Harry Potter. He played Winston Churchill in a movie
Yep.
Yeah, he's
recently.
done it all.
Isn't
Played a
he?
Jamaican drug warlord too.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And didn't he? He just did a movie called Mank, M-A-N-K.
I know what you're talking
about
I
a
haven't
famous
seen it,
script
but I know what you're
writer.
talking about.
It's in black and white. It's a real recent
Black and
film.
white. Yep.
And I've
Yep,
had several
yep,
friends
yep,
that have
yep.
seen it, and they're like, "You need to see this movie. It's fucking fantastic. Like he's just amazing in it." But yeah, he's such an underrated actor, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
But
I'm not.
so I've been on a kick recently, and it's all TJ's fault. Like this is solely based. Like I lay the blame squarely on TJ for the fact that I've just been addicted to Honeymoon Suite for like.
And I don't know how you hadn't heard of them. How have you not heard of them?
I don't know how I never heard of these guys, but like, dude, that album. I think I've listened to their whole catalog, but that album, is just so
That was
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good band, man.
And I love the fact that he's a baritone. In the 80s, he was a baritone, and he never goes up to those like screaming high notes like a normal 80s hair metal band would. They had one of the other guys doing that, so it's like,
Well, hey, no matter what ever happens to that band, they were in Lethal Weapon with that song. They literally wrote Lethal Weapon, so they're good. That's it.
All right, well, here's a little quiz for you.
Ooh.
What
Like,
80s hair metal band did Michael Bolton used to front?
oh.
I did not know this.
Oh yeah, before he was a crooner, he was in a hair band.
Yeah,
Dude,
my
I
head,
love
my
Michael
head
Bolton.
hurts. My
Yeah,
head
and
hurts thinking about this.
Unfortunately, I can see it. I can't give you the answer, but he was in a.
Oh,
he was
you
a-
don't know?
oh, I know the name. I found it.
Why would you ask? Because if you don't know the answer.
I know the answer.
Well, I was
You
hoping
know
you
my
guys would
head
have the answer.
I'll give you a hint.
Terrestrial stuff.
I'll give you a hint. It is a game. It is also the name of a game.
Trouble.
No.
Shoots and ladders.
No.
Candyland.
No. Okay. It's the name of an
Monopoly.
adult game. Kids wouldn't
World
normally play
Network.
this game.
Categories.
Dictionary.
Scrabble?
Cause of humanity.
Cartoon. That's what I was trying to think of. Is it Scrabble? Because that's.
It's a
I
card
just
game.
imagine like my grandma playing that with. Is it gin rummy?
Pinochle.
No, it's blackjack.
Oh, that's not a card game. That's a casino game, man. Come
That
on.
you play with cards.
Yeah, but if you would have said casino, I would have said blackjack. I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm sticking with categories. It's definitely that one.
Oh my god, my next band's gonna be called Gin Rummy.
Gin rummy.
Gin Rummy, and the first album is called Categories.
Dude,
Oh,
I'll
Boom.
tell you what, man. Have y'all
Live
ever
at the
played that?
nursing home.
I've
Nursing
ever
home
played
tour.
Gin Rummy.
Oh yeah, with cards? Or maybe it's rum.
No, I
gin.
played
don't know.
Gin Rummy with
That's
dominoes.
Oh, I played
Dude.
a lot.
It's fun, man. Like
Man,
really fun.
If you ever win bingo during the day at a casino, you get a lot of looks from some old people. No offense, but that's just what
Bro.
it is. It's what happened. They're like, "What's this kid doing here? And why did he win?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Sorry, I'll leave."
Bro, I had my 22nd birthday party at a bingo parlor. Bingo's awesome, dude.
Bingo is dope.
You
It
had
stresses me out.
21st at a bingo
Like,
parlor?
22nd. My
22nd.
21st was at a
was
Steel
at,
Panther concert in
Oh,
Las
God.
Vegas.
Huh.
Nice.
I'm not surprised.
But my 22nd was at a bingo hall.
Wow,
in
you really
Austin.
like went like you achieved high for your 21st, and then like you had to go higher.
No, well, my
You
21st was
aged pretty quick. You aged pretty quick.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
Guys, I'm just
22,
feeling bingo.
bro, I got free scratchers because they give these scratchers out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, an amazing, concession stand where it's cash only. Like,
Right.
gosh, man, I miss. We should go play bingo,
You know
all of
what?
us.
Okay, so in September I turned 86, so we should
Nice.
meet somewhere and let's find like the biggest bingo place, and like each have like 30 cards.
God,
Can we-
oh,
can we
it's
use
stressful.
your,
I can't.
ARP
3 is
discount?
my max.
Okay, I can't play more than 2, but I'm just talking shit. But let's go play bingo for my birthday in September.
Dude, let's meet in Vegas in September. Palace Station, which is the casino that OJ was arrested at. Okay.
Even better.
Yes.
Well,
It-
now we're
so
not
I
gonna
used to
have
live
OJ
right
on,
there.
'cause you ruined that one.
No, dude,
Not
he'll
gonna
be
worry
here.
yet.
Anyway, that casino was like a block away from me.
Oh,
And
really?
Yes, it's called Palace Station. They have the best pancakes on the planet. Okay.
Okay.
I even called the CEO.
Even better than Pancake House in Nashville?
Don't bring that up, man. Those are great too. Anyway, they opened a bingo hall at Palace Station, and it
That's
is so nice.
okay.
So we'll
What
go
the-
there and then get
Hey.
pancakes.
Side note, I have to interject here. I apologize, but Billy Idol just announced he's playing Cosmopolitan Residency in Vegas in September or October.
Really?
Let's
Yeah.
go play bingo and then see Billy Idol.
No, even better. Let's play bingo with Billy Idol.
Dude, you probably know some of the band members.
I know Eric, the drummer.
There you go.
God.
Do you think he'd play bingo with us?
Well,
I
let's
love that like 2-second pause. That
let's
was
let's
great.
just get him. Let's just get him on the show at some point and just blindside him with that question. Be like, look, we're really glad you're here, but you're here for one question. Like,
So-
we don't pass. We want to go play bingo.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, let's do this. Like a-
Do you have your daubers? Is that what you're getting?
oh no.
If you're getting
I'm
your
not.
dabber.
Dude, there was a time in my life, before I was like 21, could drink. I'd go to like Cosmic Bingo. No, like true story. I got called Hottie of the Night one night and I got a wristband for it. No big deal. Anyways, I had daubers like in my car. Like it probably melted through my console, but I had daubers in my car ready to go whenever. Because $1 back then was a big deal, man.
Yeah.
what are daubers?
Oh,
The things you dot
paper?
your bingo cards with.
Okay,
Yeah.
didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, guess
I've
what? Not so
never-
bingo.
I have never truly played bingo. Like, obviously I did it as a kid, but like I didn't care. I didn't win anything, so I've never actually like truly
Well,
played.
Next time I have a birthday party at a bingo hall, I'll invite
You
you.
better. In
Well,
October.
yeah.
That's what
I
we
have a
need to do. Not September. We need to go. Your birthday's in September. Shit, we need to go like right in the middle so we can celebrate Zach's and yours because Zach is in October.
What are you, September what?
September 5th.
Oh, shucks, man. Come on.
Yeah. When's
That's a
yours?
long way. Mine's the 17th.
Of September?
October.
No, October.
Oh. All right, we can do some. All right. So.
What's your sign?
Peace.
Pisces?
Stop. No, I'm a Virgo.
You're a Virgo.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just curious. I'm not asking you out or anything. I just want to know what your sign was.
Well, that's how it starts. You get the
Uh,
sign, and then you go from there.
It says I'm not asking you out, but then keep asking.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, we veered way off track.
Dude,
I want to.
Hey, this is the ADD portion of the show.
The whole
Yes,
the
but
whole
I
episode.
still-
Yeah.
I
And
still
now, hey,
wanna know-
good news. Hey, Robin knows what daubers are now.
I do.
So we're
Great.
getting somewhere.
Great. Is it Dauber or Dabber?
I think it's dauber. I'll go dauber. Consensus?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna go on the Google and I'm gonna say, is it Dabber or Dauber?
Well, you know the girl who played Mork's Mindy from Mork and Mindy. Her name was
Oh,
Pam.
yeah. Hey, I like
I'm just
that.
gonna like the Dauber thing, and I'm just gonna be like, Dauber is a free elf.
Guys, you're not gonna.
No
believe
one
this.
like. I'm pretty sure that
It's a
only
Dauber?
Natasha's gonna get that joke, but
It's
Dauber's
Dauber,
free,
but it's spelled with an A. It's Daubers. Bingo.
Ooh, it's
Dauber.
like French.
Would that be
It's
Dauber?
French.
Dauber.
Dauber.
Oh my Lord, have mercy! They make refillable Daubers, so we never have to worry about running out of ink.
It's
All right, so-
Jaguar.
We should get some refillable Daubers, some weenuses, so we don't have to go to the bathroom. Is it the
wait,
weenus?
what's a weenus?
Isn't the
I thought
weenus?
Yeah, I thought this was a weenus.
Is that a weenus?
That's a weenus.
What's the thing you fucking the pee bag? So you know, or you can just rock some Depends.
Or oops, I
God.
caught my pants.
Okay.
How do you walk around
What
my
is
pants?
with the bathroom humor tonight, guys? God,
You started it, bro.
We're dudes.
I didn't start
Dudes
it.
drinking.
He started it with the airplane.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know who I'm pointing
I'm
to.
gonna veer us back on because I'm actually very curious because I'm curious about your print. Like, you have a Prince story or maybe several, but
I
and
wanna know your relation. Like,
you
how does this
started to
happen?
tell it earlier, and then we all just got sidetracked and somehow we ended up talking about bingo. But
It's a Prince story. I didn't realize how big of a story it was until I moved out here. And well, I'll get to that. But all right, so I was living in China and I moved back to Minneapolis, and I thought it was cool. I really wasn't. Hey, where'd everybody go?
I'm here.
I'm right here.
What?
Can you hear us?
Okay, all right. And so I went to this. You remember Rick's Cabaret, the strip club?
Yeah, never
There
went,
was one
but
in
I know
Austin.
it. I drove by it many times.
Yeah, I've never been there. I don't
Never
know.
heard of it, but I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. So every year in Minneapolis, they would have like their yearly party, like kind of like a Christmas party, but they have food and there still be strippers and stuff, but anybody could go.
Like,
so-
well, 93X is like a Tata's Toys or whatever, or Toys for Tatas.
No, no.
Instead of Toys for Tots, it was Toys for Tatas.
They have great steak, man. Great steak.
Right. Yeah, God, what was that? 93X was doing that. But so it took me like 15 minutes to get a drink, right? And so I finally get my drink and I turn around and I see this girl and I literally drop my drink. That's how pretty she was. And I'm like, who is that? And my friend I was with, Jeff,
Time
she
out.
goes,
Was she working or was she just a girl hanging out there?
just a girl hanging out
Okay. That's, everyone was wondering. Anyway.
there. But let's put it this way. She was so smoking. You remember like the swimsuits that chicks used to wear like in the 20s that looked like dresses? She
Yep.
was wearing one of those in knee-high boots and rocking it. Right? And I was just instantly smitten. So she's like, oh, that's Tracy Giambetti. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. I just, when she goes, oh, you don't know who Tracy is? I'm like, I don't know who that is. So I saw her out like a couple other times, whatever. And so, you know what? Let me back up a little bit. I started the story in the middle. Okay, so back when you used to flyer for your band, right? Remember that shit?
Making flyers for your band.
No, yeah, you have to hand out flyers and put flyers on walls and shit.
In high school, yes, I gave out flyers, yes, but no, now it's all social media. But
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so we used to do that, and we used to do it downtown Minneapolis. And at the Quest, which was Glam Slam at the time, Prince used to park in the alley off to the side of it, right? And I thought it would be funny for us to completely cover his car, windshield, headlights, wheels, everything. And every time we'd see his car and we'd be out flying, we would do that. And we would completely cover his fucking car.
How did you know it was his car? Did it say Prince on the license plate?
No, it's the white. He used to drive the white Thunderbird from the Alphabet Street video.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Right on.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
how you
curious.
know.
Yeah.
When you know,
So
you
we
know.
cover his car, and then so remember I told you Prince snuck in through the kitchen and we were playing. So we're playing at the Fine Line one night, and Fine Line is a 2-story venue, and if it's not crowded, they don't open the upstairs. And since we were playing, it wasn't crowded. And so I get into this guitar solo, and all of a sudden this flashlight is following me around on stage. Every time I start a guitar solo, this flashlight. And I'm like, whatever. So we get done playing, and I'm talking to the manager, and I'm like, dude, who the fuck was up there with the flashlight? He's like, dude, Prince snuck in through the kitchen and watched you guys. I'm like, get the fuck out of town. Right? So I started hanging out at the lounge and all that shit, and one night I was at the lounge and I saw him. He's in his roped off area, and he's like, so he calls me over and we just start talking about stuff like guitars and gear. Because I used to work at this store called New Capay, which is where the original cloud guitar was built, right? So, so I'd see him out. It wasn't like, hey, let's go get coffee, let's go hang out or anything like that. But whenever I'd see him out, we'd hang out and talk and shoot the shit. And he would crack jokes, and we'd crack jokes and make fun of people, whatever, and talk about shit. But it was just cool, because like if I'm at Bunkers and I saw him, I'm hanging out with Prince. Or if I'm at the lounge, I saw him hanging out with Prince. So fast forward to going to this Rick's Cabaret party, and I see this girl. And finally, it had to be like 2 or 3 months later, she comes up to me at the lounge, and she's like, hey, I've seen you around. I'm like, I've seen you around too. And so we get to talking. She's like, my name is Tracy, and I introduced myself. And she's like, we should go out to dinner sometime. I'm like, yeah, give me your number. And she looks at me like I'm a fucking asshole. She's like, what, are you not going to write it down? And this is before cell phone. So, and I go, no, I've got this weird thing with numbers. And she's like, you know what? You don't have to be a fucking asshole. I'm like, I'm not being an asshole. Just tell me your number and I'll call you. She's like, all right, whatever. So she gives me her number, and I used to remember phone numbers, right? So 2 days later, I call her up. She's like, oh my God, you remember the number? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, you want to go out to dinner? I'm like, I would love to. So she goes, listen, I don't know you. I'm like, yeah. She goes, so can I bring a friend? I'm like, whatever. And then she goes, do you have a friend? I'm like, yeah. So I hooked up my buddy Hank on a double date, right?
That's a great name, by the way.
I was hoping you were
Hank.
gonna be like, and then I brought Prince with, and
That's what I was kind of going. I was like, he's gonna bring Prince.
No, it wasn't. That would have been funny. But so
my friend's a little short, but
yeah, like, got a
He's short and he loves to play basketball in heels.
So we go on this double date, and Hank and Tracy's friend Michelle, they didn't hit it off, but Tracy and I did. And dude, I went to the Mall of America and bought all brand new clothes, dude, for this date.
that's the place to do it. You got your
She was
options.
a smokestack, dude. She was a smoker, right? So the night of our date, after we had dinner, we decided to go to the lounge and have last call, right? So we walk in, place is packed. The first person we run into is Prince. And I'm like, hey, Pete, what's going on? He looks at me, he looks at her, he looks at me, he looks at her, he looks at her, and then walks away, doesn't say shit. And I'm like, that was fucking weird. She goes, yeah, we used to date. Right? I'm like, what, you dated Prince? She goes, yeah. But, he was so intense. He'd always wait for me in the parking lot. So I dumped him. I'm like, you dumped Prince on top of it? She goes, yeah. I'm like, who the fuck am I hanging out with? So last call, we have a drink. She convinces me to go to Lake Calhoun and steal a boat. So we stole a boat. I should have. Yeah. I mean, we literally stole a boat and went to the middle of the lake. So I should have run then, but I didn't. So fast forward a couple more weeks, probably about a month or so later, I'm at the lounge, and my little brother came up to visit. And my little brother, he's a little dude. He's bigger than Prince, of course. He's a little dude. But he's, he grew up in Chicago, so nothing scares him. He's not afraid of anything. I mean, he's been shot. I mean, he used to fucking rob trains and shit, he said. But,
Okay,
yeah.
you know we're live right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure you know.
I don't care. But, so he came up with his buddy. His buddy's name was Bona, this African dude, cool as shit. So I took him to the lounge, right? Because that's where all the ladies used to hang out and shit. And at this point, I'm dating Tracy, but I took these guys to the lounge, and we get to the lounge, and on the other side of the bar is Prince. And my brother is a huge Prince fan too, and he goes, dude, is that Prince over there? I go, yeah, you want to meet him? He goes, you don't know Prince? I'm like, yeah, I know Prince. He's like, so Prince is walking by, right? I go, hey Pete, this is my brother and my brother's friend Bona. They're huge friends of yours, or huge fans of yours. And Prince looks at them and goes, I don't give a fuck. Right?
Oh, God.
Here's where everything went bad. This is where things went south. So this is at the end of the night. There's one door to get out of the bar. It's a double door. And this bar holds like a couple hundred people. So everybody's kind of, some people are still trying to drink their drink. So it's a cluster of people trying to get out. My brother starts berating Prince. You fucking midget, you fucking glitter farting, blah, blah. And he's yelling, right? And I'm just like, because I'm still a musician in Minneapolis. And he runs Water Town, you know what I mean? My brother is literally going off on this dude. And everybody, and so like the bar lights, the house lights weren't up yet. So everybody starts to turn around to find out who the fuck is getting yelled at. And they're just like, who? But Prince is like this big. So they're just like looking over. And then the fucking bar lights came on. And my brother's like, and Prince is just doing everything he can to get out of the fucking bar. So he finally gets to the door. The door's closed. My brother goes, fuck that little bitch. I'm like, wow, dude, that was fucking not cool for anything, right? So a lot of people laughed because it was fucked up. And I thought it was wrong. But at the time, well, he was kind of rude. I mean, look, we're all human, but you don't have to be a dick. So here's where it gets really bad.
Oh boy.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. So
like the ShamWow commercial, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, there's more.
Call
man.
now.
Yeah, so we left the bar, and I was just like, in my own head, just thinking like, dude, this guy's gonna ruin my future career. And I literally rear-ended some lady in her truck, right? And her license plate said Big Nana. I remember, and they were fucking extra ghetto. And this giant ghetto chick came, gold lame, fucking Jermaine Jackson, plastic hair, and she comes, get the fuck out the car. I'm like, fuck you. I mean, I'm already having a rough night, right? Like my brother just cussed out prison. I got to deal with your fat ass, and I mean, it was brutal. So fast forward some more. Keep in mind, Prince stopped coming to our shows. So fast forward to Tracy and I are now living together, right? We ended up getting engaged. So we're living together, and I had this. It's called turf toe, and a lot of football players get it, and I got it when I was in college. I never had it fixed, but if anybody would ever kick me in the foot or step on my foot, it would literally drop me. It sucks. So she convinced me to go have surgery, right? Which remind me to finish that story because I snuck out of the hospital to go see Steve Five, but that's a whole other story. So, so I'm at the lounge. I'm waiting for my buddies to show up. I have an air cast on, and I got crutches, and I'm just having a drink. I'm leaning against the bar, and the lounge isn't packed or anything. And I see Prince like coming towards the door where I was at, and so I just completely just didn't even acknowledge him, right? I turned away from him. And he literally went out of his way and stepped on my air cast. Right? And I go, dude. He goes, that didn't hurt. So as soon as he turned around, I didn't try to knock him down. I just wanted to hit him. So I hit him in the back with my crutch, like right in the middle of his back. And he went down like a bag of dirt, dude. And I knew all his bodyguards. And they were like, boss, you okay? Did you trip? And they saw me do it. Right? So that was like one of the last times that I had interaction with him. So fast forward to I was out in California visiting my parents, my mom, and Mike, my buddy, Mike Scott, the guitar player I keep talking about, he calls me up. He's like, dude, I got the Prince gig. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, dude, I'm playing guitar for Prince now. I'm like, get the fuck out of town. I thought you were going to kick his ass like not that long ago. Because I had to hold him off for Prince because Prince threw his guitar with him. Anyway, so he got the Prince gig. He's like, dude, yeah, my first gig is in Irvine Meadows. I'm like, he goes, I wish you could be here. I'm like, dude, I'm in California visiting my mom right now. So he left me and the girl I was dating at the time tickets. And so we went to the show, and that was the first time I'd ever seen Prince in concert, ever. And I was blown away, and Mike killed it. And so after the show, we went backstage, and I was like hanging out with Mike. We're talking, and I'm like, dude, fucking good for you, blah blah blah. And you know, you get that feeling when someone is staring at you, right? So I turn around, and Mike doesn't know that, you know, I'm not with a fucking pair of crutches, right? I turn around, and Prince is in the fucking tour bus looking through the fucking curtains at me. So I'm like, Mike, I gotta go. So I come back to Minneapolis, and this is probably like, I don't know, a year or two later. And I was at an art opening, and you know, it's a friend of mine opening, who actually was really good friends with Prince, actually. And I'm, you know, drinking my wine, looking at art that I don't understand at all and shit. And I'm just, you know, drinking wine or whatever. Because cute girls hang out at art gallery. So I'm drinking my wine, and I hear this, "Are you still playing music?" And I recognize the voice instantly, and it was Prince. And I turned to him, and I go, "Yeah, are you?" And that was the last thing I ever said to him.
That was it.
That was it. Oh. Like, yeah, are you? What a fucking dick. Oh, what an asshole thing for me to say.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Dude.
so I have to ask.
I have so many questions.
Yeah. So well, the one.
I have nothing that's going on in my head, and my head is always spinning. Like right now, I'm just shell shocked.
So I didn't know that was a story until I moved out here in 2009, and this guy Jesse Magson, fucking great drummer. He lives out in Massachusetts now. We were doing something, and he's like, "Where are you from?" I go, "Minneapolis." He's like, "Yeah, do you know Prince?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know Prince." He goes, "You ever hear the story about the guy that hit him with the crutches?" Like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I have.
I was there that night. So I gotta ask, when are you writing the book? Like, when are you writing your book of story, or like just because?
When are we writing the book at this point? Like we got it all here.
Yeah, but I mean, like the stories you've told us over the last two episodes, the last episode and this one, it's just like, and I know it goes on. I know you have hundreds of these things, and it's like, some biographies really, really interest me, and others I'm just like, oh my god, this is boring. I wouldn't put this book down. Like, the stories you have are just hilarious.
Dude, my friends to this day, they're like, dude, your life is a cartoon. And it kind of is, man. It really is. It's pretty stupid. I mean, in a good way.
You live in LA. Find an animator. Find a story writer. Tell the stories. Have them animate it.
Well, actually, me and my buddy Ian Severson, which, by the way, keep an eye out for. It's called Ian Severson, the chocolate shotgun sessions.
Okay.
This fucking guitar player buddy of mine, he wrote like a whole record, but he doesn't sing, so he's gotten all these other people to sing on it, like his friends and people from. He lives in New Orleans right now, dude. There's one song in there called "Petrified." Best rock song of the year, period, hands down.
Okay.
Let me write this down.
Yeah.
Petrified by who?
Ian Severson.
Ian Severson. All right, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks.
And I think his pre-sales. I think the pre-sales of the record just started. It's called the Chocolate Shotgun Sessions or something like that. Yeah, pretty fantastic, man.
Wasn't there a chocolate starfish or something?
Yeah.
Chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water.
Limp Bizkit. And
Like
it's
the most swear
Ian
words, the most F words in a song ever.
Steverson, correct?
Severson, yeah, SEV. Yeah, he's a cool cat, man. He's a talent. He used to be in. You remember the band Future Leaders of the World?
Yes.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
Future Leaders of the World.
Future
can't say I
Leaders of the
do.
World. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, if you heard the single, you'd know it.
Righteous.
Yeah, I've known him forever. He's a Minneapolis cat, and he was. You remember Ginger Jake, don't you, TJ?
I can't say I do actually.
Yeah.
Did he have red hair?
Yes, he does.
Put two and two together.
Oh, I thought you were looking at a picture of him. Yeah, he's got red hair. Really cool cat, super talented. He fucking produced and engineered the whole thing. He had a couple cats. I think Cameron Webb mixed some stuff for him. But it's a really cool compilation record, and it's a full length, and it's fucking great, man.
Righteous. I'll definitely check it out. I have a question.
6'5" and a
It's
half.
So-
Around. Okay.
Around.
all right, Stifler. Anyway, so what year was all this happening? Because you're running into Prince in public places. I mean, at this point in time, is he huge?
Yeah.
And he's just hanging out at bars.
Yeah, that's what he does in Minneapolis. He always used to hang out at bars.
That's what Paul McCartney does. That's what Paul McCartney does in where he lives. There's like 4 or 5 pubs around where Paul McCartney lives, and he'll just go there, and people don't bother him.
But you said he always had bodyguards with him.
No, not always. Not always. Like when he'd go to bunkers, it'd just be him. But like if you went to the lounge, because the lounge is kind of like, how can I explain the lounge? I mean, it was very kind of poshish. It was like one of the first places that had like a dress code, so it was kind of fancy-ish. So of course, he'd bring his bodyguards because it looks cooler.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, dude, the Fine Line, bunkers, the lounge, the Dakota. Yeah, he used to go out all the time and see shit. Especially if you heard if there was a band that had a black guy in it playing guitar, and it wasn't like R&B, he'd definitely come check him out. Because my friend Malo Adams, this fucking dude, man, God.
Guitar player?
Dude, he played like Steve Vai, but he sang like Stevie Wonder.
All right, let me write this down. What's his name?
Yeah, he doesn't do music anymore.
What?
Oh man.
It's like Vito Bratta Boys. That's like my favorite guitar player.
Yeah.
On that note, I tried to hold it, but I gotta pee quick. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
Just don't pee on anybody's feet.
Yeah. Right. And don't record it, R. Kelly.
We got to talk about all the cool stuff while he's gone. I really appreciate when big names still go and support, local places.
I do too.
That really makes me happy.
Yeah.
But I feel like this, these times, I like pretend COVID's not happening. I don't think someone on Prince's level could show up to a show, like a little club show.
I think it would depend on the venue. Like, because people like Billy Gibbons, well, when he's in Austin, he'll just show up at Antone's, or he'll show up at the Continental Club.
Sure.
And he'll just be there, like, hanging out.
Yeah.
Righteous.
But
I mean,
I think it genuinely depends on the venue, because it depends on how the staff of the venue and how the patrons of the venue are going to handle someone like that.
Sure.
So like, you'd never find someone of a high caliber hanging out at like Barracuda.
Sure.
But when they had there was a place over on Riverside for a brief second called Come and Take It Live.
It's still there.
It's still there? Oh, cool.
I think so. I just saw a concert there last year.
Well, great, because I went there one time, and it seemed like that kind of a place. Like, it was like, there was always a really good, when I was there was several really good bands playing, and it was dark enough that if anybody showed up that was of fame, you wouldn't really notice that they were there.
Sure.
So yeah, I think it hands down depends on the venue and the city.
Shout out to that venue, by the way. I love Come and Take It. They've really done a great thing over there. Really cool venue. Awesome employees.
How much you talk while I was gone?
We didn't talk about too much. But what?
Why being so long?
So, are you familiar, Daniel? Are you familiar with? It's not a festival. Are you familiar with the music conference South by Southwest?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, hey, that's a fair question. Not everyone's heard of it, but I mean, Robin,
in the music world,
please correct me. If I'm wrong. But I think it's the largest music conference in the world. Correct?
Second or third. I think the largest music conference in the world, I think, is in France.
Meetum?
Okay.
What?
The Meetum Festival?
I can't remember what it's called, but I do know that there is a festival larger than.
Well, Sweden Rock's pretty big. I know it's probably not like it might be top 10, but I don't think it's like top 3,
so. Here's
that just got canceled.
Here's the thing with South by, people always call it a festival, but I mean
it's not a festival.
Yeah, it's a conference, and so and I do think that what's so funny?
I just Fucking Meet 'em Festival, dude. I
Uh,
played it. It went horribly wrong.
we're gonna come back to this. I want to know this, but yeah. So like South by Southwest is like there's a conference, like there's a whole like convention that goes on where you go and you sit in panels and you learn about new things that are going on in the music industry and all this kind of stuff. And then like over the years it expanded into film and then it expanded into interactive and so now South by Southwest may be the largest music conference in the world because it's just grown in sheer size. But I do remember the last time I heard that someone was like, "Oh, it's the largest one." It's like, no, there's one in. I know the one in France. Like, there's an actual conference in France. It's bigger. But anyways, I digress.
Okay, I was trying to make a point.
It's massive.
So yes, it's one of the largest conferences, and you have heard of it. One of my buddies is a bartender downtown Austin, and with South by Southwest, there's a lot of pop-up venues and pop-up bars that happen
Do you know
during.
Do you know how much Google paid to? I think it was the Vince Young Steakhouse to rent it out for an entire week and a half. They literally bought the entire. They rented the entire building, like painted the outside of the building. It was like $5 or $6 million or something like that for a week and a half.
I mean,
yeah, it's like stupid.
I wouldn't be surprised. But the point I'm trying to tie this back into artists showing up at small venues. That's the point of the story.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of my buddies is a bartender, and there was a pop-up bar on some random street. It was on like Red River or something, and he asked me if I wanted to work the event, and I said, well, sure, why not? So I was in charge of the guest list, and I got notified, hey, we just want to let you know Lady Gaga is going to show up. Guys, you would have thought the president was coming in already. 6 armored black SUVs, Escalades roll up with 6 police officers already. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. That's the end of the story. There's not much to it. I just thought it was crazy that Lady Gaga showed up at this chicken shit little club that was I don't know what point I was trying to make there.
Anyway, I do miss when big huge artists like the Foo Fighters and whatnot would do their like surprise little like pop-up shows at some divey little bar. I do miss that.
Prince played at La Zona Rosa. Boom.
Yeah.
He did a private party there during South by one year.
Oh, so quick private Prince story, private party. So you know the Belmont downtown, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hell,
so
yeah. I did lights there.
So I'll never forget this, but there was a private party that happened, and one of the things that my dad does is he'll book music for private parties. Because he's a booking agent, so they'll call him and be like, hey, we want to book, so and so and blah blah blah. Well, this guy wanted to book Prince, and so when Prince saw the venue, he kind of looked at it and he goes, cool, I want to enter right there, and he points at the back of the stage, like the center part of the back of the stage, which was a giant brick wall, and he wants to enter right there. So the guy was like, okay, and paid to have the brick wall knocked down in that spot, have Prince enter in, and then after the show they rebuilt it.
Wow. Can you vouch for that? Is that something Prince would do?
Probably. Probably. That sounds about right.
And if I remember correctly, he didn't have green rooms; he had purple rooms.
That's probably true.
That sounds Princey as well.
Prince wasn't purple, was he?
What's that?
Purple thing. He didn't do the purple thing, did he?
For those of you listening that don't know too much about Prince, this guy has a store dedicated to him at the MSP airport?
Yeah.
St. Paul?
There's got one there too. Yep.
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
The only reason I know this is because I was stuck there for like 36 hours. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm gonna pick you up, bro, and you're like, no, man.
You did.
I'm gonna pull the Tom Hanks in Terminal.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man. I got to shout out to MSP. They take care of the people that like miss their flights and whatnot. Like they bring out cots and pillows and blankets and stuff. I set up a nice little campsite for myself.
It'd be cool if he did a fort forts are way cool.
I did not make a fort, but you know what did freak me out? At one point in the night, I was before I got onto a cot, I was sleeping on, all the chairs, like where you wait for your flight.
Yeah.
I was sleeping there,
I was thinking
and
of a person.
and I remember at one point, it was in the older part of the airport, and it didn't have armrests, so I could actually like lay down all the way.
Right.
And I remember at one point in the night, I opened my eyes and I looked down, and there were 2 rats scurrying across the floor. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to move my campsite. And I did.
Guess we're not having anyone from MSP Airport on podcast.
But the Priority Pass Lounge is lovely there. They provide you with unlimited sparkling water and good food. So thank you.
Do you guys remember the old like the chairs at the airports that had like the big TVs on them?
Nope.
I do not.
Nope.
They used to have like TVs, like it was like a little like 12-inch TV like attached to the armrest, and you'd watch like black and white. Maybe I'm just a little more cultured than you guys, but
Where did you fly out of it, and where did you 2 fuckers go to high school? We had to play with the Etch-a-Sketch and make our own lunch. God damn it.
We had to walk uphill both ways in the snow with no shoes.
with the baked potato,
Actually-
keep your hands warm, and that was your lunch.
The walking to school in the snow, definitely y'all probably you and TJ probably did that in high school or in middle school.
I remember every day.
I never saw snow in high school. I didn't see snow until later in life
We had
in Texas.
Wait, you don't remember? Well, no, that was an ice day. That wasn't a snow day. I remember.
I don't remember having a white snow day.
No, we never had snow. We just get ice. That's all we get down here in Texas. Except earlier this year, for the first time, we got like snow.
Right.
Huh.
But yeah, like
Huh.
Texas just gets a shit ton of ice and black ice, and like it sucks, and because no one knows how to drive on it.
When you guys used to ride the school bus to school, did you guys get boners in the morning?
Dude, every time. What was with that?
I didn't.
I didn't ride the school bus to school.
I just got boners in the morning.
I think it was the bouncing around, man. And then, like, you'd have to get off the bus and you have to hold your trapper keeper in front of you.
Yeah.
What's a
Or your back.
What is a trapper
What's a trapper keeper?
You don't know what a
Oh,
trapper
the big
keeper
old
is?
yeah. It was instead of a binder, it was like the big badass like binder. It was the trapper keeper.
Yeah, you kept everything, your pencils,
Yep.
rulers. You had, like, folders for different
I
classes.
just had a
Dude,
backpack
I'm
with
thinking about-
pockets.
I had Scottie Pippen folders, Grant Hill folders.
Yes, I did have those. As a matter of fact, I think I still have those.
About it. Yeah, I want to get a trapper keeper. That would actually put my life back in order to some degree.
Yeah, it's too late now for me.
All right, I'm gonna steer us back on track. So we've gotten a lot of prints out of you. I wanna end on Def Leppard. I remember you telling us a couple of weeks ago that you have some Def Leppard stories,
Yeah.
and I don't know if we told you this, but this podcast was essentially started on Def
Off of
Leppard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
So
I just can't remember if it was pre-show, post-show, or during the show that we talked about it. So
So
for those of you watching, on the last episode that Daniel was on, we ended the show, and I think we talked for another 2 or 3 hours.
we talked for a total, like, when I remember looking at the Skype thing, we talked for a total of like 4 hours and like 53 minutes, and I almost made y'all stay on just to make it 5 hours. But I was literally like falling asleep.
I think Daniel and I stayed on, so we made it 5 hours.
There you go.
And you guys were like, "Oh, I got to go to bed." I'm like, "Well, I got to get up in the morning," but Daniel and I'll finish off.
So Def Leppard, go.
Okay, so Def Leppard, they were playing at the Quest. Was it the Quest then, or was it? I think it was the Quest. That
Is this L.A. or Minneapolis?
Minneapolis. It was
Okay.
Minneapolis.
And back in the day, Minneapolis, KDWB, I remember that. I was like, I'm like 14 years old. I can't go to clubs. And they're like, hey, Quest Nightclub, come here on Saturday. And I was like,
You can still go. But they were doing like a radio promo, like private concert where they gave away tickets on the radio and shit. And so I went to the Urban Wildlife, which was the bar I used to hang out at. And Bobby, the bartender, had tickets because, see Urban, they always got tickets and stuff. So I went down there to drink. He's like, hey, man, I got 2 tickets for the Def Leppard show at the Quest. You want to go after work? I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go. Why not? And I was there by myself, whatever. So I'm walking to the Quest, which is literally like a block and a half away. And I get to the alley where Prince used to park and shit. And my buddy Steve Wolf, who's 7'2", He's a bodyguard, or not bodyguard, but a bouncer there. He's like, Knight, what's up, man? I'm like, hey, what's up, Mr. Wolf? He's like, yeah, you want to go into the show? I'm like, I got tickets. I'll just go. He's like, no, just coming through the back. All right. So when you walk into the back of the Quest, out of the alley where the load-in is, right across the hallway is the green room, right? So I literally walked in, and the door was open, and there's Def Leppard sitting in their fucking green room, right? And I'm talking to Steve in the hall, and they go, hey, mate, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good, how you doing? Never met them. They didn't know who I was. They go, have you ever had absinthe before? I'm like, no. So I'm drinking absinthe with Def Leppard, right? And this is before they even played. So they get done playing. Well, I went out to the front, and I was fucking hammered.
Did you see little green fairies?
Dude, I don't know what I saw.
Saw an incredible show. That's what he saw.
Saw an incredible show. So as soon as they were done, I made my way back to the back again, and we drank some more absinthe, right? And I was talking to what's the drummer's name?
Oh,
Rick
my
Allen? God.
Rick Allen.
Yeah, Rick Allen.
So I'm like, hey, can I play your drums? He's like, yeah, they're gonna rip them down, but go ahead. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, right? So I played the fucking drums, and I'm like, you guys are fucking cool, man. I go, you guys want to go to my bar? And they're like, yeah, sure. So it was me, Phil, Joe.
Wait, time out. So Def Leppard was playing at this club called Quest.
Right.
Isn't Quest an arena? Or is it a club?
Well, okay. No, in Minneapolis, Robin. You wouldn't know about it, so
that's why I'm asking. Is it an arena or a club?
Club.
No, club. It's
okay.
Club. It
Okay.
used to be Glam Slam. It used to be the place Prince used to.
So at this point, they're not like mega huge yet.
Oh, they're huge.
But they're playing a club. They're not
Yeah,
playing arenas at this point.
No, it was a private radio show.
Okay.
But yeah, they're the biggest band in the world at this point, basically.
Okay, right on. Do you have an approximate year for us?
Let's see. So this would have been 2001, maybe?
Oh, shit. Okay, so they're huge. All right.
Yeah, huge. So, we're drinking absinthe, and so me and Phil and Joe and Rick, I think his name was Rick Allen, yeah. So the Urban Wildlife is this dive bar that we play at. I mean, the floor fell in one time when bands were playing. I mean, it's a dive bar. I mean, I've walked in on people getting blowjobs in the fucking walk-in, refrigerator and shit, right? So, but I used to go to this bar so much that when I get to the door, because it's all glass all the way around, when I get to the door, they'd have my Heineken and this drink called a Grape Ape ready for me.
Grape Apes are the best. Yeah,
Remember?
Zach had one.
DJ took me for a Grape Ape.
Yes. Yeah, they're great, right?
Yes.
So, I walk in and I'm 6'5", and these dudes are behind me, and so they, Bobby Arden's got the fucking Heineken and he's making the Grape Ape, and I fucking walk in with Def Leppard and the bar's packed. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm hanging out with these dudes from Great Britain or whatever the fuck, I mean, I knew they were Def Leppard, but to me, I didn't, I'm like, hey, and we fucking boozed it up at the fucking bar, and people are walking past going, why is he hanging out with those guys? Why is he hanging out with Def Leppard? So we partied. They ended up taking off, getting on their bus, and then I went to Rockfest in Wisconsin, and this 2000, God, it was late, way after. And this is when Scotty Coogan was playing with Lita Ford, right?
Love that guy. Shout out to Scott Coogan. Miss you, brother. Love you.
I love Scotty, man. So he was playing with Lita Ford, and the lineup was Lita Ford, Poison, Def Leppard, right? The night that he played. So he's like, dude, where you at? So he came and got us. We went backstage and shit. And so you know how you have your stage, and then you have your press pit, and then you kind of have your VIP area, and then whatever. Dude, we were in front of the press pit, basically, right? So it was me, my girlfriend Sony at the time, and Scotty. And fucking Def Leppard comes up. And I had never seen Def Leppard in a huge stage setup.
Sure. Right? But you knew their songs, yeah. You knew who they were.
Yeah, I knew Def. Well, you know what? I take that back. I saw Def Leppard in high school, actually, with Billy Squire at CY Stevens.
Oh, man, Billy Squire. Ooh, another underrated artist.
Yeah. So Def Leppard comes out, and I think they're playing Rocket. That was the first song. And Phil comes to the front of the stage, and I'm like maybe 3 feet away from him, and he looks down. He goes, "Minneapolis." He goes, "Not tonight." So I'll send you pictures, man. I mean, it's literally. I mean, they were right there, and he's like, "Jesus," he's like, "Fucking Minneapolis." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Not tonight." Yeah.
Dude, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
I love Def Leppard, man.
Oh yeah.
I did.
What did you just made a post the other day? What did Armageddon It come out?
33 years ago.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Now you know.
Make me feel old.
Man, we're
It's
old,
my
man.
super short show.
Oh Lord.
That's something for my generation. get.
Dude, I cannot wait. To get all of us together and dude, you know what I want, Mr. Daniel?
Yeah.
I want to come out there for NAMM.
Yes.
Next time NAMM is in LA.
Uh-huh.
And I want to go to the Foxy. Is it called the Foxy?
The Fox Fire. Oh,
Oh.
one more story. This
Oh,
happened
here
last-
we go.
Now, the Fox isn't open, but I went to
Shh.
and me and my friend Kara, her son Dakota, I took him out we went to go have some drinks and stuff, and a buddy of mine called me who works at the Fox. He's like, "Hey, listen, come to the back door. There's something." And my buddy Paul Wiley, he plays for Marilyn Manson, right? So he was there with his girlfriend and a couple other people, and Dylan McDermott. You know the actor Dylan McDermott?
Yes.
Sounds
Sounds
familiar.
very familiar.
Wasn't he he was the lead in the very first American Horror Story series? The first season of that, I believe. If anybody is wondering, I believe that is him in the very first season of American
He's
Horror
a
Story.
good-looking dude.
Yeah.
This better not be a 1985 moment,
Okay,
Robin.
look,
Robin,
I'll look it
I swear
up.
to God. I swear to God, Robin.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude, but he had this fucking super dope jacket, and I was trying to talk him out of this fucking jacket.
What
Hey,
would you
yes.
trade him?
It happens.
He's in
I'm
American
like,
Horror
"Yo,
Story.
man, where's that jacket at?" He goes, "New York." I'm like, "Yeah, let me try it on." I was like, "No." I'm like, "Let me try it on, man. I think it'll fit." He's like, "It ain't gonna fit." Like,
Car.
"No, well, I'm a jerk." But yes, we're out. We're gonna hang out. Well, first off, we have to. We're gonna go to Vegas.
Oh, you name the date.
We're gonna play bingo.
Oh,
I'm bringing
Palace Station
I'm
for
bringing-
bingo and pancakes.
da Ubers. Da Ubers.
Daoud.
Now Ubers.
All right.
I'm bringing da Ubers and da Ubers.
There you go. All right.
And Robin's paying for the Ubers.
Absolutely
I
the
don't
fuck
know.
not. I'm not. Well, I'll pay for one or two, but yeah,
That's all you need.
I am
one to the airport,
poor.
one back.
I am
Yeah, we're gonna get the
poor.
ass juice. And,
Hey,
with
dude,
the
we got 100 subscribers now. Hey, Daniel, don't know if you know this. Oh, that was so Minnesotan of me there.
What's up?
We got our own / or / if you go to youtube.com / rock the tension, it goes to us.
Nice. I think I already subscribed though.
Oh, you're good.
You're one of the
But we're
original
just
100.
excited about it.
I'm an original OG.
The original.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. Man, we may even have to have a part 3 with you, Mr.
Why not?
Daniel.
Yeah, this is gonna be like a Rocky anthology.
Yeah. Rocky,
If-
Daniel
I'll
Knight,
tell you-
episode 9.
I'll
But-
tell you guys the weird stuff next time.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Or you'll tell us that in about 10 minutes when we end the show. But hey, Mr. Daniel, thank you so much for being here, brother. It's always a blast hanging with you. And for those of you who tuned in, thank you all for being here. If you haven't yet, please go subscribe to us on YouTube. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Tuesday. We haven't released it yet, but we have a really big guest next Tuesday as well. We love you all. God bless. Mr. TJ.
Hey, Daniel, dude, it's always fun. It's been fun, man. I can't wait till we all hang out and even
gonna
virtually. This is a blast. Love you all. Do the subscribe thing, whatever. Subscribe to Daniel, whatever. Subscribe to everybody. Be excellent to each other. Love you all. Mr. Robin, over to you.
Oh man, it's always a blast. I always love doing this. It's just one of those things. Like I said, I can't wait for the book.
Hey, and day 30, boys. Day 30. Don't forget.
Oh, that's right.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
30,
you're
30?
episode
we
number
didn't
30.
even say it. 30.
Yeah,
What's
you're episode number 30 today. So
30.
we've made it to episode 30. Dirty 30.
Congratulations, everybody. I'm proud of all of you. I love you, boys.
too, man.
That being said,
Our days are catching up with our years.
Yep.
We're getting there.
Almost.
That's a good thing, though.
That being said, this is it. We're done. We're not doing this anymore. We made it 30. We're good. We're hanging it up. We're moving on. It's
Anyway,
been great knowing y'all.
Not true at all.
I know. I'm
This
kidding.
is the announcement we were supposed to make. Zach, Daniel, and I will be taking over for the rest of the way.
But yeah, no, this is fun. We'll do this again. As everybody said, go smash that subscribe button. Follow us on all the social medias, but most importantly, please go follow Daniel on all of his social medias, and keep up with what he's doing, because as you've seen on this podcast, you just never know what this guy's gonna get into. So
I'm just getting requests.
He does it all.
Like Abu Dhabi. That's all I'm getting.
Dude,
Asking
I
for
want to
money.
go to
do
Abu Dhabi.
you need a base tech? Because I'll go with you.
Oh, I'm guessing they're fat dudes.
Okay. You're not being like, they're not like serious impositions to go play in Abu Dhabi.
Oh yeah, I'm getting catfish like a motherfucker. It's fucking hilarious.
Hey man.
All right. And yes, for those of you wondering, in the corner, that is a fully automatic Nerf gun.
For none of you wondering.
For everybody wondering, one of these days I am gonna just line the wall with like all of my Nerf guns, just to really be.
That's
You don't
want
want to know.
that YouTube money.
I don't know
You
how
don't
you
want to
have a
know how many.
girlfriend.
I have way too many.
Okay. No.
But yeah, no. I guess on that note, class dismissed. One of these days, I'm gonna laugh if our first sponsor is Nerf, because I put all the Nerf guns back there. Nerf is gonna sponsor us.
Is this thing still on?
Yes, it's still on.